Leverage is one of the biggest things in business, and everybody talks about it, but they all seem to forget this one lever that you can single-handedly control that will give you so much leverage over your time, your life, and your health. Because sleep is one of the most crucial parts of every single person on Earth's life. But entrepreneurs just like you seem to neglect it. And in this video, I will share with you some of the untold reasons why sleep is important and why it's crucial for entrepreneurs to actually make good progress. I will share with you some of the negative side effects of consistent sleep deprivation, which 60% of entrepreneurs experience, and I will also give you 3 easy tips to turn your sleep around, and you will see the effects almost immediately.
Sleep is really important and you need to get much more of it than you do right now. According to a study, 30% of adults in America are sleep deprived, and according to a Harvard study on founders specifically, poor sleep is one of the top 3 factors contributing to burnout, poor performance, and even startup failure. Only 19% of entrepreneurs said they consistently sleep 8 plus hours in a survey done by The Hustle in 2020, and between 48 and 60% of entrepreneurs report inadequate sleep according to multiple surveys done by Harvard and Stanford. So here's what some of the untold reasons that sleep is important that people don't normally talk about. Sleep is your life support system, and it is Mother Nature's best effort yet at immortality, from Matt Walker, who gave a TED talk on sleep. And this just emphasizes just how much goes on in your body and your mind when you sleep, and that's why it is so important, because all of the stuff that you digest and that you hear, see, taste, smell, everything throughout the day gets processed in your brain when you're sleeping. So if you don't sleep, you can't process all of that information. Also meaning that if you got a lot of new information on your business or new product or new launch or whatever the case might be in your business, then you need to sleep to process that, or else you will actually forget it because your short-term memory is not as active when you don't sleep. Sleep is also part of the productivity cycle. Like I said, all of the information that you get throughout the day when you're working gets it comes into your brain, but it doesn't actually get processed before you go to sleep. Up to 80, 90, 70% of the work, depending on which kind of task it is happening when you sleep and not while you actually do the task. Because your brain does just around 70% of the work while you sleep. Here of 70 to 90% of the work of new skill learning, and 50 to 70% of creative problem solving, which is one of the biggest things for most entrepreneurs in any business, in any niche, within any market. Your business is your way of solving a problem creatively. And that means that 50 to 70% of all the work that you're doing in your business gets handled while you sleep and not while you're actually doing the work. So that is why you should start to prioritize your sleep as one of the cornerstones of your business, because it actually is. Sleep also amplifies your amygdala, which is a part of the brain, by 90%, no, by 60%, making you way more emotional. And as most of us know, it is never a good time to make big decisions when you are emotionally affected. So if you can reduce your emotional state, or the amount of emotional energy that you feel when you're making a big decision, by 60%, you will be making a much more logical and most likely better for your business decision than if you were to make it when you're emotionally affected, because your amygdala is more active because you haven't slept enough. So prioritize your sleep, mate. Here are the effects of sleep deprivation, which again, almost 60% of entrepreneurs report inadequate sleep, which is sleep deprivation. And if they do that for a long time, then the side effects are pretty damn grave. And I'm going to tell you right now, after just one night of under 6 hours of sleep, your mental performance drops to the level of someone legally drunk. That is from William Dement, who is a professor at Stanford, during a Stanford sleep research study. Meaning that if you're an entrepreneur and you are working on sleeping, let's say 4 hours one night, that technically means that your performance and your ability to make good decisions and do good work for your business that will, move the needle and drive your business forward and help you scale your business is worse than if you were to take yourself legally drunk but fully rested and do exactly the same work. So you really need to prioritize your sleep. I cannot emphasize this enough. It is so important. Chronic sleep deprivation also increases cortisol levels, making you feel way more stressed again leading you to taking worse decisions and making you enjoy your work and your business less. Because when you feel stressed, when we as humans feel stressed, we want to get out of that state of stress. And the easiest way to do that is by stepping away from what's stressing us. So if you think that your business is stressing you and you might have felt like it was a chore instead of a nice thing to go to work, the past period, I can't tell you how long that has been. For some people it is just going to work and that's perfectly fine. But it is not on purpose that you should be stressed every single day. That is most likely because you are not getting adequate sleep at night. Also, chronic sleep deprivation or sleep deprivation in a longer period of time, and sleep deprivation for a longer period of time doesn't necessarily have to be a month or 2 months or half a year or 5 years. Sleep deprivation for a long time period for your body can simply just be 3, 4, 5, 7 days in a row. That is enough to hurt your mind and your body so much that it really needs some rest. That is the only way to put it. Because you are putting so much stress on your mind and body that it can't handle it. And the way it then handles that stress is by just lowering your performance all over. And we don't want that. We want to scale your business, we want to level up. And we can't do that when we're constantly working overtime and working and spending all of our energy just to stay alive and stay afloat. Sleep deprivation also increases risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and heart disease. Again, also it makes you feel more stressed, makes you more emotional. So there really is no good thing with sleeping too little. I can give you a great example. Let's say that you are sleeping 6 hours a night and you're working 10-hour days, but because you're not sleeping enough, you are only working at 50% for those 10 hours. That you might think that, okay, I'm sleeping less, and that means that if I sleep 6 hours instead of 8 hours, then I can spend 2 more hours working on my business. But if the work that you do throughout the entire day is way worse than if you were to get 8 hours of sleep and work 8 hours, and instead you operated at 90%, then the work that you do throughout the entire day is way more useful than what you would do on a 10-hour day. Just telling you that it's not always about quantity, it's also about quality. You have to get some quality work, you have to get some quality reps in for it to actually help you and move the needle forward in your business. And here are 3 simple ways, easy ways to improve your sleep. First of all, have a consistent sleep schedule, meaning that go to bed within the same 30 minutes every single night, also on weekends, and have the same wake up time. What this does is this gives your body a consistent schedule that it can use to plan when it has to release all of the hormones and chemicals associated with going to sleep and waking up at night. So that means that your body can actually regulate and perfect its melatonin release at night so you can go to sleep, and it also improves your circadian rhythm so you can get up in the morning and actually feel fresh instead of feeling tired and groggy from the very moment that you step out of bed. You need to limit screen time before bed or use blue light glasses. This is very thrown around concept in this whole self-improvement entrepreneurial space, and a lot of people are opposed to it, and I get why, because your phone or maybe your laptop is a big part of your business nowadays, in your business, and it is essential for you to stay up to date. Maybe you have team members from another part of the world, and when you're going to sleep, they're just waking up, so you have to communicate with them. That's fine. Just use some blue light glasses then. If you can completely stay away from screens, that's perfect, because again, that helps your body regulate melatonin, and it actually releases melatonin so you feel tired when you're going to sleep, and it also helps your circadian rhythm stay the way it's supposed to be, because the blue light from the screen doesn't keep you awake at night. But again, if you can stay away from the screen 60 to 90 minutes before bed, and if you can stay away from the screen up until bed, then get some blue light glasses, some blue light blockers. I have some, they help a ton. They actually make my head and my eyes tired before I go to bed, even though I might be watching some TV or doing some work on my computer or using my phone. Either way, it actually helps me become tired before I go to bed. And the last thing is probably the simplest, but also for some of you the hardest, is keep everything but sleep out of the bedroom. Of course, you can do what you normally do in a bedroom, that is none of my business, but all things like work, scrolling on your phone, relaxing, all watching TV, whatever. All of these things keep them out of the bedroom, and that way your bedroom becomes a dedicated place for you to sleep and do nothing but sleep. Also, a little bonus tip: you can also sleep in a dark, cool place that will help your sleep quality tremendously, and you will feel it. Trust me, you will. If you can make your room between 15 and 19 degrees Celsius, and also have complete darkness, so have darkening blinds and close the door and everything, close all the light in the house. That will help you a lot. And that is all I have for you this time, my amazing friend. Thank you so much for watching. If And if you want my help to fix your sleep and help you unlock a completely new level of your health and therefore also your business, because you're able to do so much more with the work that you're already doing, then there's a link for free training in the description below. Or you can also join my free community filled with other entrepreneurs who's also 100% all in on health and scaling their business. That's it for this time, my amazing friend. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care, stay safe.